Hey everyone, ready to bend our minds a bit today? We're going deep on time travel.
Time travel, always a fascinating topic.
More than just could it happen. We're diving into the what if, too.
That's where things get really interesting. The paradoxes, the possibilities.
Right? Like imagine popping into the past and freaking out our younger selves. But first, let's talk about why going back might be scientifically impossible.
Ah, yes. We have to start with causality. It's like a fundamental rule of the universe.
Causality. Sounds complex. Break it down for us.
It's about cause and effect. The cause has to happen before the effect, always. Imagine baking a cake. You can't bake it before mixing the ingredients, right?
Makes sense. But how does that apply to time travel?
Well, think about this. If you went back in time and, say, accidentally spilled coffee on your younger self.
Oh no. Bad time travel etiquette.
Exactly. And because of that spill, your younger self misses a big meeting. Did you cause them to miss it? Or did you cause it because of your future self's actions? It gets all loopy.
Whoa, yeah, that does make your head spin a bit.
Yeah.
So messing with the past creates these crazy paradoxes because of causality. But isn't there also the problem of, like, how much energy it would take to even travel through time?
Huge problem. It's not as easy as hopping on a plane. Even if we ignored causality, the energy requirements would be astronomical. Einstein's theory of relativity comes in here. To go back in time, we'd need to move faster than light.
And that's impossible, right? Like the universe's ultimate speed limit.
You got it. So physics throws a big wrench in the works right there. Then there's the whole negative energy idea. Some theories use it for things like wormholes, shortcuts through space-time.
Wormholes. Cool.
Yeah.
But not real, right?
Not that we've seen. We've never observed negative energy in the real world, let alone enough to make a wormhole big enough for a person, never mind a whole time machine.
So are there any hints that time travel might be possible? Or are we just out of luck?
Well, there's a glimmer of maybe in Einstein's theory of general relativity. It doesn't completely rule out time travel, especially when you talk about wormholes.
So there's a chance, however small.
Theoretically.
Yeah.
But even then, to manipulate gravity to create a wormhole like that, we're nowhere near that level of understanding.
Okay, so it's a maybe, but more like don't hold your breath, kind of maybe.
Precisely. Science is always changing, but based on what we know, the energy it would take alone makes backward time travel seem super unlikely.
All right, so we've got causality, the laws of physics, all saying not so fast to going back in time. What about entropy? I've heard that makes time travel tricky too.
Entropy is fascinating. It basically measures disorder. Things tend to go from organized to messy over time.
Like how my desk always ends up cluttered no matter how much I tidy it.
Exactly. Or think about a perfectly made bed. Give it a few nights, it's rumpled. It's just the natural way of things.
So entropy is like the universe's tendency towards chaos.
Yeah.
How does that connect to time travel, though?
There's this law in thermodynamics. It states that in any closed system, entropy always increases. It's what gives time its direction, that arrow of time from order to disorder.
So going back in time, wouldn't we be trying to reverse that? Make things go from messy to neat?
You got it. It'd be like swimming upstream against a crazy current. Another big point against backward time travel, at least with what we understand now.
Okay, so we have causality, energy, now entropy, all saying nope to backward time travel. There's one more I've heard about. Conservation of information. What's that all about?
That one dives into quantum mechanics, how tiny particles behave. It gets complex, but the core idea is that information about the past can't just vanish. It exists somewhere, even if it's hidden or scrambled.
So if we went back and, I don't know, stopped some historical event, wouldn't we be erasing the info about it?
Exactly. Changing the past would mean deleting information about what did happen, but quantum mechanics says that's a no-go. Like trying to rip a page out of the universe's history book, the page might be gone, but the story's still out there.
Wow, so it's like the universe has all these safeguards against us messing with time, causality, the laws of physics, entropy, and now even the way information works. Sounds like we should stick to watching Back to the Future for our time travel fix.
It does seem that way with our current knowledge, but there's one interesting twist when it comes to time travel.
Ooh, a twist. Tell me more.
While going back seems super unlikely, traveling to the future faster than normal, actually possible. It's been proven, even.
Wait, what? But how's that possible if going back is such a no-no?
It all boils down to good old Einstein and his theory of relativity. He proved time isn't absolute, it's relative. Time can pass at different speeds for people depending on how fast they're moving or the gravity they're experiencing.
So time is like A river that can flow faster, slower in different places.
Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this means traveling to the future is technically doable, even if not in the cool movie way we imagine. Okay, so maybe we can't hang out with dinosaurs. Bummer. But we could potentially zoom to the future. That's amazing. But it makes me wonder, if going to the past were even remotely possible, wouldn't we have met someone from the future by now?
You've just hit on one of the biggest paradoxes in time travel, sometimes called the time traveler's party paradox. If popping into the past were easy, wouldn't history be full of tourists from the future?
Right, you'd think we'd have at least one photo of someone in a futuristic outfit photobombing a historical event or something.
Exactly. So either time travelers are incredibly good at blending in and not messing things up, or maybe every interaction with the past changes reality, including our memories.
Whoa, that's deep. So either time travelers are masters of disguise or they're changing things without us even knowing. But there's another idea, right? Something about splitting timelines.
Ah, you're thinking of space-time bifurcation.
Hmm.
Some theories say when a time traveler does something in the past, they don't change the original timeline. They create a branch, a whole new reality, separate from where they came from.
So every decision creates a new timeline. Like, choose your own adventure, but for time travel. Mind-blowing. But, thinking about all this gets pretty heavy.
You're telling me we've been deep in complex science and paradoxes. How about we lighten things up, explore some fun hypothetical scenarios?
Oh, yes, please. I'm ready for some what-if fun.
Well, there's Stephen Hawking's time traveler party. He actually threw a party for time travelers.
Wait, seriously? He was hoping time travelers would just show up.
He did. But here's the thing. He sent the invitations after the party happened. Figured if time travel was real, someone in the future would see the invite and pop back to attend.
That's brilliant. So did anyone from the future show up?
Sadly, nope. Which Hawking, always a jokester, took as evidence against time travel.
Oh, that's amazing and hilarious. Maybe future time travelers thought his party wasn't cool enough.
Maybe. We might need to work on our time traveler party planning skills.
Right. Time traveler karaoke night. Cosmic potluck. I bet zipping through time works up an appetite.
I love those ideas. I'm sure we could brainstorm some fun ways to lure those time travelers out of hiding.
So Hawking's party was a bust, but what about the idea that time travelers are among us, just really bad at blending in?
Ah, yes, the incompetent time traveler theory. Always a fun one. It basically says time travelers are constantly messing up, leaving clues all over.
Like that guy on the subway in full armor. Maybe he's not just into LARPing, but a time traveler who got off at the wrong stop.
Exactly, or all those people talking to themselves. Maybe they're not on Bluetooth, but struggling with their futuristic gadgets.
Oh, imagine scrolling through social media and someone's liking posts from years in the future.
Time traveler who forgot to switch accounts.
Right, their Facebook memories. On this day, 50 years from now, I got busted as a time traveler because I liked a cat video.
Endless possibilities for social media slip-ups. And don't forget historical photobombs.
Like someone dabbing in the background at the signing of the Declaration of Independence.
Precisely. It'd be amazing to find those little glitches in historical photos.
Okay, but realistically, if time travelers were real and not clueless, wouldn't they get rich off knowing the future? Imagine going back and buying Apple stock in the 70s. You'd be loaded.
That's the stock market paradox. If time travel were possible, why hasn't someone exploited it for profit? Or gone back to prevent disasters, warn people.
Like there's some rule against using time travel for personal gain or to change big events.
Maybe. Or, as we discussed, any change just creates a new timeline. Countless realities where time travelers tried to get rich but messed things up even worse.
Whoa, that's kind of scary to think about. So what about those accidental tech giveaways? Like a time traveler pulling out their super advanced phone at a medieval feast.
I love that image. Pure chaos and confusion like a Monty Python skit.
Right. Imagine the conspiracy theories that would sprout up. Aliens. Atlantis.
Speaking of conspiracies, ever think those are planted by time travelers to warn us about something?
Whoa, that's a mind bender.
Uh-huh.
Trying to steer us away from disaster, or just messing with us.
Who knows? But it adds a whole new layer to the time travel debate.
Okay, last one, but it's a good one. What about historical oops moments? The ones you wish someone could have gone back and fixed.
Someone to warn the Titanic about the iceberg. Or tell Julius Caesar to watch out on the Ides of March.
Or convince Tesla to patent everything before Edison could.
The what-ifs are endless, fascinating and frustrating at the same time.
This has been so much fun. We've gone from serious science to hilarious scenarios about what if time travel were possible.
It's been a blast exploring all the angles with you. What stood out to you the most?
I love that balance between the serious and the silly. On one hand, physics seems to say backward time travel is impossible, but then there's this whole world of what-if scenarios that are just so entertaining.
I agree, it's that playfulness that keeps us engaged. But here's a thought to chew on. What if we're already living in a timeline shaped by time travelers?
Whoa, so all those little quirks in history, maybe those are signs of meddling time travelers.
Perhaps. Or maybe each change creates a new timeline, so there are tons of alternate realities out there.
That's both exciting and a little terrifying to think about. Makes you wonder about the nature of time and reality itself.
Makes you wonder if we're just one tiny thread in a giant tapestry of possibilities.
Wow, my brain is definitely feeling the time travel workout right now.
It's been a fascinating journey, hasn't it? Exploring all these twists and turns in the time travel debate.
It really has. And even though the science seems to be leaning towards nope for going back in time, there's still that part of me that can't help but wonder, what if?
Keep those imaginations firing and never stop questioning the world around you.
And to all our listeners, thanks for joining us on this incredible journey through the world of time travel. Whether you're from the past, present, or future, keep those paradoxes in check, and we'll see you on our next deep dive.